Good morning. For today's presentation, the question comes from John. John is a football player. He's 15 years old and is in season, which means that he's practicing once a day. He's having a game either Saturday or Sunday, and he does strength training 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. John came to see me because he's mostly concerned about his performance. He's not getting any better. He can't complete the amount of set reps prescribed for the training session in the weight room, and he doesn't feel good on the field of play. He doesn't feel like he has enough energy to work out. So he's aware of the fact that nutrition is so important, so he wants to have advices. Well, first and foremost, as Thompson suggested in 1998, for athletes of that age, it's very important to understand uh, calorie balance, the importance of consuming enough energy, not just energy to fuel the workout and recovery from a workout, but also energy to support the physiological process of growth and maturation that is taking place during puberty. Therefore, based on Parnell and Ali 2016 recommendation, they study about 187 young athletes, anywhere between 11 and 18 years old, and they found out that the average calorie intake that suffice the needs of athletes involved in sport at that age is anywhere between 2,900 calories and 3,200 calories. Therefore, that's the kind of recommendation I will give John in terms of calorie intake. From calorie intake, I will move right away into the second topic, which is macronutrients. Macronutrients is as important as calorie intake. Um, Based on Smith and Ali 2016, the most common recommendation for macronutrients at that age, especially for sport that involves high intensity in intermittent effort like rugby in the study of Smith, like football in the case of our athlete, should be 4 to 6 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight per day, anywhere between 1.2 and 1.8 grams of proteins per kilogram of body weight, and the remaining calories coming from fat, which means anywhere between 20 and 30% of the daily calorie intake. It's very important for John to realize that it's not all about quantity, it's all about quality. So I will give him some good recommendation in terms of source of food like oatmeal, fruit, whole grain bread and pasta, not just red meat, but probably chicken, turkey, fish, dairy product, eggs. It needs to understand good nutritional behavior. Once we are covered, once we cover the topic of energy intake and macronutrients, I will move on to the next important topic for an athlete, especially youth athletes. Nutrition before, during, and after a training session or a practice or a competition or a game. I will stress the importance of using the word nutrition and not supplementation because evidence shows that, especially at that age, nutrition is more than mm, sufficient to provide enough calories and nutrients. There's no need to use supplements unless specific situations. Based on the recommendation given by Baker and Ali in 2014, I would recommend John to consume at least 1 to 4 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of body weight within the 4 hours that precede the training or practice. I will prefer him to use low glycemic index carbohydrate. With that being said, probably John doesn't really understand the meaning of low glycemic index. Therefore, we'll just stick with some sort of example like oatmeal, fruit, whole grain. We have a chart in the weight room so our athletes can see what are the best food options for each kind of group like carbohydrates, energy, protein. Uh, I would also recommend to use at least anywhere between 30 and 60 grams of carbohydrate during the workout, which can easily be done by consuming a healthy energy drink like Gatorade, and at the same time consuming at least 1 to 2 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of body weight with anywhere between 20 and 30 grams of protein right after the workout. I will stress the importance of timing just because he's doing double session a day, more likely than not. So it's very important for him to recover between the end of the weight training session in the morning and the beginning of practice in the afternoon. Evidence shown, as Rasta pointed out in 2016, that if carbohydrates and protein in the right amount are consumed right after the workout, which means within 15 to 45 minutes after the workout, and they're consumed again within the first 2 hours after the workout, the recovery process speed up to 3 times. That's a very important and strong number for John to stick with and realize the importance of timing in nutrition, not just quantity and quality, but also timing. We're adding one more factor. Um, I would suggest him to just stick with the recommendation I previously gave him, 1.2 up to 2 grams of carbohydrates per kilograms of body weight right after the workout with 20 to 25 grams of protein, and try to use a similar meal within 2 hours after the training session. I will stress one more time the importance of using high glycemic index carbohydrate right after the workout. So maybe bananas, maybe honey or something with like higher percentage of simple sugar, and low glycemic carbohydrates within the following 2 hours so that you can have a constant carbohydrate intake throughout the day. Those are the recommendations I will give John, but I will also let him know that if he needs any help to write down a program, we have a nutritionist and stuff, so you can easily go there, set up an appointment, meet with him, and discuss more in details what he needs for his specific needs. Thank you very much.